Hey everyone, it's Adam Ratliff with Adam's So Fun, and today I'm coming at you live from the Detroit airport because I'm heading home after a week teaching in Fresno, California, and I have to get this intro and outro video for the Holy Crop Part 3 done. So I figured I would walk through the airport, do a little video. You can see the Detroit airport, although it's just one long strip. It's really long, it's like a mile. So this intro is gonna be really fast. This is going to be the last installment of the Holy Crop series. We have talked about how crop works, and we did a little bit of the theory behind it. Then we went in and we actually cropped some designs. We did a crop keeping those edges open with lots of tie-offs. We had it stitch the area around that so we can have that area out or area stitched, but not overstitched like it did when we did the crop and we close those edges. We cropped multiple designs out of a row, so if you have an edge to edge and you need to do that. And so today's video is going to show you how to crop, but we're going to crop with the start and end points. I use this a lot because it makes one design, especially like an edge to edge design. Maybe it's something like called zoo, and you have an elephant and a lion and a giraffe. You can cut one of those pieces out and use just that one piece. So it turns that design from one design into multiple designs. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna show you how to crop those starts and ends. You end up making block designs that you can then use forever. I hope you enjoy. As always, like and subscribe, hit that bell icon. Go and follow me on Facebook and Instagram, Adam's So Fun, and that's at SEW. And I look forward to talking to you again when I'm not wearing a mask. It gets a little hot in here, especially while I'm walking around and chatting. But enjoy I'm using Pro Stitcher Simulator today, so I will be working off my computer. I recorded it last night from my hotel room. So this is how much I care about you guys. I hope you all are staying healthy and having a good time, and we will see you soon. And we'll get right into the video. Thanks, everybody. All right, everyone, here we are. We are back in Pro Stitcher Premium. I'm working off my computer, so I am in simulator mode, I'm using the simulator, and we call it sim mode, but I know I'm in that. So if you were working on your tablet, you would know that you were in simulator because your crosshairs are green, and over here we have S for the motors. So we are in simulate. If you do put your tablet in simulate, you have to take it out of simulate to actually have it work and stitch. But green crosshairs mean you're in simulate, orange crosshairs mean you're ready to run your Pro Stitcher, purple crosshairs mean that you are in free motion. So what have we done so far? We've talked about theory, we've talked about how crop works. We went in and we played with some crop. I'm going to just open Field of Flowers, and we'll do modify, click on our crop. So we've cropped the outside of an area. We've cropped the inside of an area. We've stitched with the edges open and closed. We've also stitched that area to still stitch the design that we wanted, but we can leave it, but still have those jumps. So the design jumped, and then we stitched just one pass over the area, so we didn't have the overstitching that cropping and closing those edges does. But we have one other crop option, and that is the start end. So what does that do? Start end is going to crop the design at the start and the end of the design. So let's say that I want to move my start point from here to here. I can simulate and move my crosshairs, go to Pro Stitcher, new start end, auto. And now say that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to take off that little bit. I can come to modify, crop, start end, and you'll notice I'm going to zoom in here. When I click start end, from the original start to where we've moved that point is going to disappear. So all we've cropped was that little hook right here. This is a great feature because this really makes all of our designs multiple designs. So this isn't the greatest example. I could crop out a flower. Maybe if I just wanted a flower right here, I could move my start point to where my crosshairs are, and maybe move my end point to about right here. Oops. There we go. And I want to move my start point. I forgot to turn my auto off. And now if I go to Modify tab, crop in the ribbon, and start end on the sidebar, we have our flower. This isn't the best design because this flower doesn't really look like a flower. I don't know if I'd ever just crop and use a flower from this design. This is filled with flowers. Great edge-to-edge design, but this, come on, that doesn't really look like a great flower. So let's clear all. And we're gonna open the Bunny and Stars design. Now this design makes me laugh because I call this Creepy Bunny. I can never remember the name of it. The bunnies are cute, but I call them Creepy Bunny. I don't know why, that's what I do. And in this design, we have these bunnies, and then you have the stars. These aren't your typical stars. I mean, if you look at them, they're not super pointy. They have a little bit of a curve to them, so they're unique. This is a unique star. Maybe I just want a piece of this unique star, so I might zoom in. Here's my star, and if I wanted to crop just this star, we just have to move the crosshairs. So remember, our needle is our crosshairs. So if you're working on your machine, make sure that it's pulled up to the front. You want it pulled up to the front, close to that belly bar, because you want to be comfortable. You want to get really comfortable with your machine when you do this, because you don't want to be like bending over and trying to reach to the back. Especially when you're using the crosshairs. You're going to use the crosshairs so much. Now, I've zoomed in. And we'll zoom in if I can. Oh, let me see. We'll zoom in a little bit bigger. And see this intersection? If I zoomed in and I was really looking for a star and I saw this, I might not pick this design. Just because how these intersections work. They're not point, they're not crisp, they don't come here, it's not a smooth curve, it's coming in, making it, and popping out. Great on an edge-to-edge, but not the most perfect design that I might want to use if I'm just using the star. So I would zoom in, see this, say, okay, never mind, I'm going to find a different star. But I still like the bunny, maybe. So I'm going to zoom into the bunny. And these are all the same. All the bunnies are the same. Let me refresh, which is the bottom house. All of these bunnies are the same. They're just oriented different. You can see how they all come, the design swings into the bow all at the same place. So I'm just going to use this one because it's set up the way that maybe I'd want. And I'm going to crop this bunny. So then maybe I want to make it a block design. And I don't actually want this bunny design. So how I do this, I'm going to move my crosshairs. Again, we are going to move our crosshairs to where we want that start point to move. I could put it here, and I could just hit auto, and it's going to pop in here. But if we zoom into this bow, look how many intersected lines are here. So this is going to come in, it's going to stitch probably up and down, around, come back, and you have 4 lines right there, plus the one coming in, plus the 3 over here. That's a lot of stuff going on at this intersection. When I do things like this, I want to make sure I get all of it. And I don't want to accidentally crop something off that I want to keep. So I'll most of the time pick a point outside of where I want. I might want to crop here, where my my cursor is, but I really am going to start here and then I'll fine tune it. So if I'm going to put my crosshairs close to where I want to actually crop. I can go to my Pro Stitcher tab, New Start, and into the ribbon, and this is going to be the start point because this is the closest point to where it's going to get into this design. So I'm going to hit my auto. It's going to move to the closest design point that it can, and I can select auto one more time, and now I can move my crosshairs without worrying about that moving. Very important to turn auto off. I'm going to turn auto back on. You'll see that my start point moved. But watch as I simulate moving my crosshairs or moving the head of my machine. Do you see how that moves with me? You'll do this. Everybody does this. They forget to hit auto and turn it off. So when you're doing this, any application, and I'm going to move that up here, I'll turn auto off. When you are trying to change your start point or find that point after you've had a thread break and get back to your point, or back to this part where the thread broke, move your crosshairs to where you want that point to be. Pro Stitcher, New Start in the ribbon, auto to move that point. Now our point's moved. Auto again to turn that feature off. So there's my start point. I really don't want the start point to be here because I want to crop inside the ribbon. So now I can use my functions under the auto and I can hit the button down and put that start point exactly where I want it. And that's where I'm going to want to crop this one. You'll notice these numbers above auto, or on the start and the end. This design has 2,649 design points. These are not stitches. They're design points in this edge-to-edge design. And it's important that you know that it's not a stitch. I can push this up and it's going to go up one design point. Some designs have 10,000 design points. Some have 2,600. It depends on the design and how it was digitized. But now we have our start point ready. Now we have to go over and move our end point. So I'm going to refresh. And I can see that if I just followed the path, the design came in here, and then it's going to end at the feet and come out. So I'm going to zoom in at the feet. I always zoom in to where I want that cropped, or the cropped area to be, because I feel like it's easier for me to see things. I can move my crosshairs over, which we're moving the head of the machine. And the same thing I did before, I'm going to come outside of, I might want that point here, but I'm going to come over here, select my auto, select it again to turn it off. I'll move my crosshairs out of the way, and now I can use my arrows to just jump myself back to that point that I wanted to crop. So now, I'm going to zoom into just this bunny. We can see that we have, let me get these crosshairs out of the way, our start point here, our end point here. So we're going to come up to modify, crop in the ribbon, start end. You'll see that everything disappeared. And now I'm going to baseline, very important, baseline, and then we can file, save, selected, because we want to save this design. Now, really important that you do not save right here. Don't just click save, because now you're going to save over the bunny and stars design. You don't want to save over, because then you've just overwritten that edge-to-edge design. I have a file that I set up. Mine's under the taco. It's called Atom, and this is where I save designs that I create. So I can click on bunnies and stars, bunnies and stars, E to E. My keyboard pops up. I can hit clear, and we can type in the name, creepy bunny block. And then I can hit save. And so now I have my creepy bunny. If I wanted to open another one, I can go design. There's my creepy bunny block. And there, now I have two. If I needed multiple, I have multiple designs. So that's how you crop, start, and end. And you're probably thinking, well, why do I need to do this? You don't have to do it. It's just a feature that's there, and a lot of people don't know how it's used. Things I use it for. Just what I did. I pull out specific designs out of an edge-to-edge that I want. That bunny is a good one just because I use that in class a lot, because we will take the bunny out. Sometimes I'm scrolling through my designs. Oh, you couldn't see all those pop-ups because of how this recorded. Alright, sorry, I have to figure out how to do that. But you didn't see the pop-ups, but whenever I clicked, I'm going to hit design. I'm going to open Creepy Bunny. When I hit file, save, selected, I don't even know if you can see this selected, but we'll find out when I go in to edit it. I'm in a hotel room right now making this video, so I get the pop-up with all of our designs, our design, where our design files are saved, and then I have a file named Atom. So I scrolled down to that file, and I clicked on the name, changed it, and then resaved it. Sorry, I have to figure out how I can record all this stuff. If you know how, send me a message so I can get this taken care of. But, alright. I'm going to open another design. Let's see. I have to have poster designs. Let me find them. Sorry. I've designs saved everywhere. Let's go to Nancy Hackey. So if you're doing this at home, Nancy Hackey has a lot of really great designs with really fun things. She's one of my favorite designers, and I purchase a lot of things from Nancy Hackey for Wasatch Quilting. So there's a design in there called Campers E to E. So I'm going to open that. Here is my camper's design, and we can do the same thing. We can crop this. So maybe I just want to pull out one camper. This one's a little bit different than the bunny because you can see that how this camper is connected. It connects right here. The second camper connects here, but also has some stipple that's coming out of the top. And the third camper connects right here. So first thing you have to do is decide what camper you want to use. The campers themselves all look the same, but it's just how they're connected. So I'm going to find one that's easily connected. I'm going to move my crosshairs out of the way and zoom into this top one. I would probably not choose this camper, and the reason why is because it has connections here, but it also has these connections up here. So if I were to crop it start and end right here, I'm still going to have this stipple sticking out of the top of it, and I don't want that. Maybe I just want one camper. I'm going to scroll over, and we have this camper. The single connection is here. This one would be pretty easy to do. And then this one, the connection is here, and this one also would be pretty easy to do. So I probably would just pick up the first one, and I'm going to zoom on that connection, and you can see that it comes in here and starts doing the design, and then when it ends, it's going to swing this way and shoot itself out. So with my simulate selected, I'm going to move my crosshairs to this piece. Now this is going to, it starts down here, so it's going to come up, stitch the camper, and then start running out. So I will go modify. Oh, nope, I need to move my endpoint. So I'm going to go Pro Stitcher, because that's where we have our new start end. This is going to be the endpoint, because we're moving the endpoint over here. So I'm going to hit Auto twice. And you'll see that the endpoint popped up over to the left of my crosshairs a little bit, and that is because there's no design point where my crosshair is. This is the closest one. So it's going to go to the closest design point. Now, if you're running Pro Stitch or Beta, it will move wherever you want it. There's no restrictions on where your end point and your start point have to go. You can put them anywhere, which is a very nice feature of Beta. So there's my endpoint. While I have my crosshairs here and I'm already working and moving things, I'm just going to go get my start point ready to move to. So I moved my crosshairs, which is my needle, and I'm going to hit my auto button twice. I'll move these out of the way, and now I just have to back each design up to where I want to crop it. So I want to go backwards on my end, and I want to go forward on my start. Now I have them both in the same place. And it doesn't always work like that. The last design, it was in two different spots. This one just happens to be in the same place, and this is why I chose this camper, because I could just line my start and end points up. I can go Modify tab, Crop, Start and End, and there's my new design. And this is where I would go, make sure it was selected, and baseline it. So this really opens the door to all those designs. There's some online. When I had the family over and we were quilting, I think one of the designs had a dolphin and a manta ray and an otter, maybe. I can't remember. Just some random sea creatures. You can go in and crop just one piece out of that, and now you have a new block design. Now, could I stitch this edge to edge? No, I couldn't, because the start and stop are right on top of each other. I can do some other fun things with it. I could make a meander and meander around it and make it into an edge to edge, but in this case, this one's not going to stitch edge to edge. Let me see if there's another quick one. Oh, here. I actually did this on a quilt. So let me move. I'm going to close the camper. So I select the camper, File, Close, Selected. Here's a basketball. Maybe you want a sports ball, a basketball, a baseball, a softball, a football. A lot of the sports designs aren't just like this design where you have a bunch of basketballs in a basket. They're like sports E to E. So you don't have the option of picking and choosing what sport, but it has all the different types of balls. I needed a soccer ball. So I purchased a design that had a soccer ball and a football and a baseball and a basketball. We can go in and we can crop it out. So we can pick one. Again, so I'm going to zoom in here. I'm probably not going to try these two because they connect to this basket, which means they both have to somehow stitch this, get back down and start stitching the basket again, because there's only one point of entry to get both of these. This one is a good one because it has one point of entry on the side and there's only the one basketball there. This one will probably work pretty easy. So let's try this one. We'll find out if it works easy or not. So I'm going to zoom in because we can see there's only, right here where I'm zooming in, there's only one point of intersection. And when we zoom in, we can kind of see a little bit better. So I will simulate. Here's my crosshairs. Ooh. And important. So this is actually a really good example. So I'm going to put my start point here. I don't know, by just looking at this design, if it's going to stitch the ball and then stitch the top of the letter, or stitch the ball and then stitch the bottom of the letter. So I move my start point here. I'll zoom out so I can see like the ball and the letter. And then I'm going to use my jumps to start moving down the design. So you see how it's doing the letter now? And then it's going into the dunk. So if I rewind, it's going to come here and now it's going to stitch that whole ball and go back into the dunk. So I really originally picked the point that should have been the end point. So did you see I was started here and I rewound by pushing the up on the start side, and I'll do that again. Let's see. I'm gonna move my crosshairs. My start point is here, and I'm gonna go backwards, and it's gonna stitch that ball. So this is why I always go somewhere else in the design, so I make sure I get the right point. And then now I went out, so I'm gonna come back and just click, click, click until I get where I want it. And I probably want to go about there. Now I can move my crosshairs back to where they were. Pick up my end point. I'll move them. Oh man. I want my end point there. Did you see I forgot to turn auto off again? Told you it's going to happen. Oh, I just did it again. Oh my gosh. I should go to bed. There we are. I just did 6 days of teaching and now I'm in my hotel room making this video for you all. And I'm apparently going crazy. Alright, so I'm going to zoom in. So I need to move this end point to here, and I want to move the start point to the same place. So I'm going to use my arrows, and I can go back. Nope, I need to go forward in the start design, and back on the end design. Now do you see what happened here? There's a huge, you get a design point here, or you get a design point here. Let's pick this one. And there's a little bit, so you have to keep in mind, we're really zoomed in, so it's a little off. You have to think, this is probably less than a stitch. If we were in normal looking, I'm not really worried about that. If we zoom in a lot, like if I zoom in really close, they're not right on top of each other. I could take this into Pro Stitcher Designer and fix it, but this is so close, and we're so far away, or we're so zoomed in that we're not going to notice that. So I'm going to come back here, modify tab, crop, start and end, baseline, and now we have our basketball. So we could go file, save, selected, and save this as a basketball. So that is how you crop using your start and end points. Try it out, play around. Sometimes you're just cropping off little pieces. Sometimes you're cropping off the whole design to pick out one element. Whatever you need. Remember, Pro Stitcher can do it. It's just where's the button and how can we go through the functions to make it happen. We'll see you back here in a second. All right, everyone. So one, I'm smiling because, you know, I'm always smiling and you can't see, but, you know, I'm shaking it up. I did my hair for this. Hold on. I did my hair for this. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you try this, cropping start and end. Like I said, I use it all the time because I get to pull out those elements and use just the pieces that I want. I have new block designs. I like to float designs just randomly in my negative space, so that's how I use this a lot too. Give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Go follow my social media, Adam's So Fun. I think I'm going to be doing some virtual classes in February, maybe a few in March. So I will post them on social media first, and then you can always find them at adamsofun.com, SEW. I hope everyone's doing great. Like I said before, stay healthy, stay healthy, stay happy. I'm fogging up. Ugh. And at the end of the day, it's only quilting. We want to laugh, we want to have a good time. Thanks everyone, we'll see you soon. Bye.